Okay, so this is going to be an unusual yoga session. I'm going to do a session for people whose spines aren't feeling like they really are doing very well. And in the sense that we don't want to exacerbate any already existing condition. So if somebody feels that their back is at the point where honestly they can't do yoga, then I'm going to try and think of things that they could do that would make themselves feel better, which won't endanger their spine or back. How about that for a challenge? Obviously, do what you can, listen to what your doctors say. Don't necessarily believe me. If you think, no, I don't think that's good for me, don't do it. Right? So you can see the mess behind me, but I'm about to turn the screen to my yoga mat, and I'm going to do it so quickly that you can't see that I've sort of jumbled all the furniture out of one corner so that we have a corner for yoga. And on your marks, get set, go. Okay, so that's not so bad, is it? I'll put it in there, see if that works. So doing yoga when you really don't feel able to do yoga is actually quite a challenge. So the backstory of this is when I was about 9 years old, I had to go to hospital and it was suspected meningitis, and they did a lumbar puncture and it was very painful, and they didn't give me an anesthetic. I was a small child and I wriggled a lot and fought to get out of them, about 9 people holding me down. And then when I was about 35, with complications after my son's birth, I was given an epidural. I'd gone into hemorrhaging. So I think both of those have created some kind of mild leak in my spine, which can be triggered by stress, which can be triggered by doing something overstretchy in yoga, which is unfortunate, being a yoga teacher. And I had an episode of this 2 days ago. So I'm going to be really careful of my spine. I did for a moment think, oh my God, what if I can't ever teach yoga again? But this is my 4th episode, and each time I have actually gradually recovered and gone back to teaching normal yoga. But of course I am getting older. I'm 61 years old. So there's the awful feeling of, well, I've kept my spine really happy and healthy up until this point. I hope I can keep doing it. So for all of you who are feeling a little bit despondent, let's encourage each other, okay? So at the moment, just kneeling here, I'm fine. And you could be sitting on a chair. And let's just kind of center ourselves. So breathing in, breathing out, and coming down. Breathe in, breathe out. Release the arms. Gently, gently rotate those shoulders. Okay. And remember, however rough you might be feeling in your body, there's always a way in yoga that we can do some work. So, you know, if your spine hurts, rotate your shoulder joints. Spine can keep completely still. Yeah. Okay. This is all right, isn't it? And if it isn't all right, stop. And then going the other way. I was very tempted not to do anything this morning, but then I thought, hey, surely I can work out something we can do together. So this is for the fragile spine people. Okay, and then, oh, not moving too much, but just enough. That's it, that'll do just enough to exercise that shoulder joint. Lovely. And then coming forward, which as we do this reminds me, maybe I could go for a swim later, that might help. Cold water would help. Yeah, might do that. All right, and then hands together and apart. Take it nice and slow. We're not risking anything this morning. Together and apart. Together and apart. And then wave. Finger curl wave. How's that? I hope that's okay for you. Spine's keeping fairly static, which is the whole idea. And then wriggle through the fingers. And then towards and up and back, and towards and up and back, and towards and up and back. I've got a pigeon outside the window trying to come in and join the yoga. Oh, you're very keen. Okay, and down. I just hope that's okay. It's not really, again, using the back too much. So if you hear any tapping sound, that's Mr. Pigeon outside the window going, let me in. I like yoga. I want to do some yoga too. Okay, and palms up. And now remember, if the spine's feeling fragile, don't go up too high. Okay, I'm just going to rest on the top of my head. That's manageable. Ooh, yep. Then forehead chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, and see if we can do the very lowest manipura. No, sorry, abdominal belly button chakra, releasing, and then again doing some more wrist work. So seeing how I'm just sneaking in as much joint work as I can, whilst not actually moving my spine too much. And one of the things I've learned through my long journey of working with a spine that has been in so many accidents and had so many problems, and it's one of the reasons why I love yoga so much, is that I've really healed my spine over the years. And it is actually fun to realize that we can do yoga without really moving the spine so much. So see all this wrist work we're doing, elbow work, shoulder work. Okay, and then because my problem is actually going right through the spine, neck, and into the head, I'm not entirely sure how comfortable I feel going from side to side with my head. So just see how you're doing, okay? And you can do that stronger than me. It's making me feel a little bit nauseous. I think I'll stop doing that, but you do it a little bit more, stretching the sides of the neck. I can cheer you on. And obviously those of you are going, nope, I'm not doing that. Let's just imagine what the others are doing. And we can kind of wave to each other while they're doing it. Okay. And then, oh, not entirely sure about this next one for me. Looking up and chin to chest. So I'm doing the minimal. I'm actually showing you how to do very minimal. Okay, just moving it a little. And as you can see, I'm doing it with great caution. I don't want to set anything off again. Lovely. And then normally we do whole head rolls. So if you're feeling up to that, please do roll your head round and actually stretch right through the neck. What could I do that's little? I'm going to do little side to sides, just little ones, as I was looking at things in the room. Dropping the shoulders. Okay, good. And then I'd like us to come down to the floor, which some of you might already be lying in bed doing bits and pieces. It's fine, we're joining you. So we go. So I'm bending the knees because that's always a really good way of protecting the lower back. And making myself comfortable by putting my head on a cushion. That's nice. And let's just lie there for a moment and see, how does that feel? So any of you who've got back pain, you'll be really nervous. You'll be like, oh, I'm not sure I can do this. But this is usually a nice neutral pose for back pain. And I'm going to go gently and cautiously. So please do go gently and cautiously too. We're in this together, guys. So at this moment, we're just doing a little amended bent knee corpse pose. Palms are upwards at the side, shoulders away from the head, bent knees. Okay. And normally at this point, I'd do twists, but oh, you know what? I don't feel like doing major twists at the moment. So let's adapt the twist. I can go a little bit that way and a little bit the other way. So if you're practicing at home, obviously, if you feel fine, you can go all the way down with the knees and look the opposite way. And then breathe in and come up and all the way down with the knees and look the opposite way. But here, I'm just doing a little. I don't want to trigger anything else to start going a little bit wrong. So I feel like I'm wonderfully, wonderfully showing how to do cautious yoga. Maybe that's what I should call this session, cautious yoga. Okay. And then similarly, I'm not entirely sure about, normally I bring the knees to the chest. Do you feel like doing that? Knees to chest. But I'm just going to here, just gentle. So I can rotate the ankle joints, relax the shoulders. There we go. It's not too bad, is it? I'm keeping my socks on to keep my feet warm. A lovely Christmas present from my friend Janet. Lovely socks. Okay. How does that feel, guys? And then you can do treadling with the feet. And if you're thinking, oh, you know, that's a bit too much on my lower back, hold on lower down on the thighs and do treadling. And those who've got knees to chest can still do treadling. So all at various stages here. Okay, then place the hands down to the floor and take the feet down to the floor, but a bit wider. Okay, and just see what it's like to take the knees out and in, and out and in. I hope that feels okay. I'm exploring, how does that feel in my lower back? How does that feel along my spine? Oh, that's okay. Okay, lovely. And then bring the feet in again to parallel but hip joint width apart. And I'm just going to teach you the pelvic tilt, which is really soft and gentle. So really part of cautious yoga. So breathing in, tilt towards you. And breathing out, tilt away from you. Breathing in, tilt towards you. Breathing out, tilt away from you. So I'm hardly lifting the pelvis off the ground. In fact, I'm trying not to. I'm using my thigh muscles as I come and tilt the pelvis forward towards my face. And as I breathe out, I'm tilting away. But you can do the breathing however you like, just on each stroke of the breath, each movement of the breath, we're rocking. And you might think, well, this is really, you know, hardly doing anything, Sarah, but actually it's using abdominal muscles, thigh muscles, it's massaging the internal organs, and it's doing this gentle, sweet, little rocking motion into the lower back. And for most people, their back pain or back problems are in the lower back. So very gentle. That should feel really nice. See, so coming forward, pushing away, coming forward, pushing away. Looking forward, pushing away. Let's relax for a moment. Widen out the feet, knock the knees together, hands on the belly, chin towards the chest, do nothing. So we'll just let that movement that we've done happily heal the body. Gentle soothing for the body. So nice, you know, that yoga doesn't have to be about stretching, bending, twisting the spine all the time. And we really must do a Viparati Karani, one of the restorative poses. I'm looking forward to it already. I hope I remember to fit that in at the end. So let's just experiment. We're putting the soles of the feet together. Okay, how does that feel just going out? You might want to tuck your hands underneath your lower back. Might be nice and supportive. And you're just doing a bit of butterfly with your knees. Okay, now we're doing this tentatively. How does that feel? Cautiously, carefully. And then just release slowly down with the knees into the lying down butterfly. If your hands don't feel comfortable underneath your lower back, you can try just bringing them out, resting them somewhere comfortably. I think mine are actually helping in there, so I'm going to put them back. So this lovely open lying down cobbler, the pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, and let's let it do its magic to the body. I'm moving around my fingers and hands a bit to see where is the most comfortable and soothing feeling position for my hands. You know, that's really rather nice. Really rather lovely. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, and if at any stage you get a bit worried and think, oh, that's not feeling so good on my lower back, let's breathe in, take the knees back up, release the hands, and just pause again in neutral half corpse pose. Pausing, nothing to do. So far, so good. I don't think I'll do such a long, you know, like a half-hour session today. I think I'll keep it a little bit shorter. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, from there, I'd like you to roll over with your whole torso onto your side. Lovely. And then if you have a cushion, comfortably in the fetal position, pausing. So that's really nice and neutral for the spine. It's a soothing pose. It's very good if you have anxiety or mood swings, or if you're feeling a wee bit sorry for yourself. So let's imagine for all of us doing this at the moment, we're all lying in the same room, all snuggled up. You can even open your eyes and wink at the person next to you and say, hi, how are you doing? A feeling of camaraderie, a feeling of yoga buddies working together. And that should feel nice and soothing for the spine. One of my favorite poses. We're not moving out of this one quickly. I'm a little foggy brained this morning, so normally I could tell you which side is the best for soothing and quietening. And you know, I've gone a bit blank. I think it might be this this side, I'm lying on my right side. You can always Google that. Breathe in deeply and breathe out. Breathe in deeply and breathe out. Breathe in deeply and breathe out. So, what would be really nice now is to go into the crocodile pose. It's a lovely neutral position for the spine. The only reason I'm thinking is because how is best to demonstrate it to you, because I'm sideways on. Let's see what we can do. So, I think you can cope with me doing it sideways on. Very gently lowering down, taking, can you see the feet out, and then the toes go splay outwards and the heels go inwards. Okay, lovely. And we then lower down, nice and neutral. This is a really good one for healing the spine, so we're going to stay in it for a bit. Just take the fingertips to the shoulders. Okay, like that, you cross the hands. Chin to where the wrists cross over. If that's uncomfortable, modify it for you. Some people actually like to put hand on hand and drop the chin onto the hands. And some people like to do fist and drop the hand onto a fist. So whatever works. Just that the most important is the neutral. For women, it can be very uncomfortable on the chest if you are well endowed in the chest. So being a little bit higher, at least one fist high, can help alleviate some of the weight pressing down through the chest. So as you're lying there and the breathing, the body's being breathed, if you can relax the shoulders and allow that lovely neutral to go into the lower back. Very neutral, very soothing, very healing. This can be done on your bed, of course. All that we've been doing this morning can be done on the bed, fortunately. There's no point really in rushing through this pose when it's so beneficial. Okay, and then bringing the toes towards each other. If you're finding that really helpful, do stay there. You pause the video, stay there for a while, and then start the video again when you feel ready. And I'm not going to really do a back bend very strongly. I'm just nudging like that up. Can you see? It's like a quarter sphinx. It's somewhere between the beginnings of a cobra and a sphinx. And it's just to see how is the back doing, and maybe that's a bit much this morning. Just very, very gently. Okay, forehead to floor, hands back, and we're doing the reverse corpse pose. The big toes touch. The hands are palms upwards at the sides. And again, for women, chest can be difficult. Also, got middle age spread, that feels a bit of pressure there. I talk from experience. Breathing into that. Okay, and then I'd just like to, again, you can stay there if you're happy there, stay there 3 minutes if you like, pause the video. But if you were moving on, you're just bending the knee
and raising 1 foot at a time and putting it back. And that was just doing some very, very delicate back strengthening work in that lower back area. You can hardly feel it, that's why it's very cautious, very careful. And if that's too much for you, don't do it, obviously. And then both together, if that feels manageable. And now I'm not putting my feet down onto the ground, I'm just hovering and then going back up. Okay. And at the same time, I'm pushing the pelvis into the ground. And actually that feels soothing and healing. Very beneficial. And it's the preparatory work for things like the locust position, Sphinx, Cobra. So we're still doing our nice cautious yoga. And then take the hands in and just rub and soothe that lower back area. Because, you know, massage really, really helps. And we forget that our own hands can do massage if we can reach back. Your shoulders are flexible. Okay. That should feel lovely for the lower back area. No rush, no rush. And I'm making fists with my hands, and I'm just rubbing with my knuckles backwards and forwards over the lower part of the spine. That'll bring more blood supply in there and help with the healing. Okay, and then I'm just rubbing up and down as well, kind of reassuring the rest of this part of the spine and the back. There we go. Right. And then, lowering down, we need to go into sideways on. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do legs up the wall, but very carefully and using cushions. So obviously if your back is hurting, coming up from lying down is hard work. So normally we push with the hands and come up, but that puts quite a lot of strain on the back. So how about we go onto all fours and come up. It's not so bad, is it? And I'm going to go up that wall there. All right, so I'm going to get some cushions. Place them there. Oh, actually, you go. It would be so nice and kind to me if I get my mat in position, so I'm not on a cold floor. Takes a little bit of adjusting, and I hope you're doing the same at home. And then there we go. I might even do 2 cushions. We'll see how we go. So how do you get into this position? Well, once you've found your wall, you come into the wall. Hello wall. So you were leaning against it like this, and then you tuck your hip really close in, and then using your arms, tilt down, supporting on your elbows, taking the weight on the elbows so the back doesn't really have to do much work. And then up the feet go. Okay, and then you've got different hand positions. I'm just experimenting with elongating my spine a bit while I'm in this restorative pose by stretching my arms and hands further away. You can also clasp the hands behind the head. It's very nice and soothing. You can put the hands palms downwards on the belly or on the pelvis. Okay, so just see where you can find a nice comfortable position for the hands, and you can move it. You know, you can do clasp behind the head for a bit, and then you can go to hands down on the belly. And then the delightful thing about Viparati Karani, this yoga pose, is that you can just rest and there's nothing to do. And it's super because it's sending a lot of blood supply into the lower back area. It's releasing strain on the lower back area. It's soothing to the lower back area, calming, rejuvenating, healing, all the things that we want. And I love how, you know, when we are actually tired, our feet are tired, our back's tired, we've been studying too much, been a long day, we go, just gonna go home, put my feet up. Well, this is literally putting the feet up. Chin to chest a little, nice long open back of the neck. And you know, at home, it might be nice to play some gentle meditation music in the background when my video is on. I don't, because I've got copyright issues and YouTube wouldn't like me to do that unless it was my own music that I'd created. So you could play some gentle music and you could still hear my instructions, but you've got the lovely music in the background. Oh, this is so nice. This is perfect. And the nice thing about this pose, if you think, oh, my cushion's in the wrong place, you can push the feet against the wall, lift the pelvis up and adjust the cushion. And that didn't cause any strain really to the back. Oh, that's even more heaven. Oh, and this is a true yoga pose, not even in any way adjusting it. So here we are doing absolute yoga, even though this is called cautious yoga. This is the real deal. It's all the real deal. Hallelujah. Goodness for yoga. Oh, that's so nice. I might be staying here for half an hour at this rate. And please do remember that at any stage you're thinking, how's my body? How am I feeling? Do I need to come out of this pose? Do I need to adapt this pose for me? What is the kindest thing to do for me in this moment? And I have to be totally honest here, guys. This is definitely the kindest thing I can do for me in this moment. This is, oh, so soothing to the lower back. And at the moment, I'm just pushing my tailbone away from me and down, just to give a gentle curve into the lower back, just experimenting with that. Yeah, that's nice. Probably means I could move the cushion a bit more into the lumbar back, into that natural curve of the back. What's that? Oh yeah, no, that's good. That's very good. Okay, wake me up, guys, if I fall asleep. Poses like this that make me laugh when people say, oh, yoga is such hard work. Oh, I just can't touch my toes and do all those difficult warrior poses. I think that this is yoga, guys. Nice though. Okay, so you can stay there and just, ignore the fact that I'm finishing the video. If you're coming out of it, those of you coming out of it, this is where you have to be extremely careful. So I'm gingerly going onto the side of my pelvis and then resting there for a moment in the fetal position, not very elegantly. And then experimenting with how my back feels if I push through my hands, roll onto all fours. There we go, and come up. And I hope that was helpful. It was helpful to me. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this cautious yoga. So I hope that was good. Until the next time.